Guys, I have a question. How often do you replay games, if ever? Because I replay games a lot. It's almost part of the reason why I enjoy the fact that I kind of do get through games quicker than most people, because I know that at some point I'll play through it again and it'll almost be kind of fresh. Like, for example, a game that follows that train of thought in my head at least is like Resident Evil 1 and 2. I have played those games probably like 5, 6 times through each over however many years I've been playing them, right? But I still haven't got the layouts of like the mansion from Resident Evil 1 memorized or the police station from Resident Evil 2 because I just play so many games. For example, last year I think I played through well over 100 games. In fact, let's have a look. And if you guys haven't already, do subscribe. Okay, so right now I've got my game log up. So for those of you that don't know, the game log is a spreadsheet that I've been using for the last 5 years to track every single game that I've played and the date that I beat it, because it's just something that I enjoy doing. So if we look at 2023, the first game that I beat was on the 3rd of January, Dark Souls 1. And if we go down to the end of 2023, that was Batman Arkham Knight, and that was 131 games last year. Now, despite the fact that I've beaten some of these games just last year, I've got a bit of an itch to play them again. Like Fallout, it has been less than 12 months. It's been 9 months since I played through the Fallout games, and I already have an itch to play those again. Dark Souls, I play through Dark Souls a couple of times every year because I love them, and I've got an itch to play them again. A lot of people get pissed off. I genuinely get people moaning at me for playing games and not doing 100% of the things within them. But for me, I like the fact that I can play through a game, enjoy it for what it is, enjoy what I want to enjoy from it, and then in a year, sometimes 2 years, it depends on the game, come back and do it again. Sometimes it's more than that. For example, if I, again, look at the game log, I'm looking at 2020 right now, where I played through tons of things, because that was lockdown year. I think that was well over 100 games there as well. And I played through tons of games that I'd never played through before, like Evil Within. I intend to play through Evil Within again at some point this year. But I had never considered that it wasn't normal to replay games often until people on TikTok told me that it wasn't. Because people seem to get very frustrated with the fact that it only takes me a couple of days to beat most games and think that I'm like wasting a game when I beat them that quickly. But like, I don't feel like I play games particularly quickly. It's more that I just have the time to put in many hours. Like you guys should know by now that when I get obsessed with doing a thing, I get very obsessed. Like my current obsession is making YouTube videos. I'm making this video at 3 o'clock in the morning. I've just made 4 videos for my other YouTube channel. I've already made like 3 videos earlier on today. And this is my current obsession. And when my obsession is playing a game, I will play it non-stop. So it's like, it might take you 12 hours to beat the story of a single player game, right? But you might put those 12 hours in over the course of 2 weeks because you're a person that can only put in 1 hour per day. I could put that 12 hours in today if I wanted to. That's just, you know what I mean? That's just how my brain functions. It's a bit of a branch question to this one would be, after you beat a game, do you, and if you're somebody that like has no intention on replaying it, do you get rid of it? Because I used to when I was really young, because it was a case of I'd sell stuff to try and like make enough money to buy something else because I didn't have infinite access to every game that I wanted. But now, I have not gotten rid of a game in a long, long time, and I have no intentions on ever getting rid of a game ever again, even if I didn't like the game, because at some point I might want to play it again for whatever reason. And that is just how my brain works. And not everybody's brain works the same, granted, but like people on TikTok seem to not be able to understand that I can take a couple of days to play a game and then come back to it in a year or two, ready to play it from the start and just play through it again. And that's just how I love to experience games. I love that over the course of a year I get to experience so many different things, rather than getting like going through phases where just it's the only thing you do. That could never, that wouldn't be me. Even when I was a kid on the PlayStation 2 where I didn't necessarily have many games, I would still have like a rotation of certain games that I would want to be playing through. And to be honest, I think the lack of replayability might be or a lack of the fact that people want to replay things is either down to the fact that a lot of games these days are made to try to keep you around for as long as they possibly can. Like, this has become a thing to the point where now there are genuinely some people that think that if a game isn't 80 hours, that it isn't worth the money, or if it isn't 70 hours, it isn't worth 70 quid. I see people say that a game should be an hour in length for every pound you spend on it, and if it isn't, it's a waste of money. And that's just not how value works, for one. A lot of games do not ever need to be anywhere near 70 hours to be good. Some of the best games of all time are like 6 hours. But it's like, I couldn't get my head around that sort of thought process. And game developers these days make games and try and make it so that you never ever stop playing them because it makes them more money. And they've done that now for long enough that there is an entire generation of gamers that could never fathom replaying a game because of the fact that they've had to put so many hours into that game before they just finally got bored of it and moved on to some other probably live service, battle pass, microtransaction ridden game. I don't know. But again, going back to me just loving playing different things all the time, like over the course of, let's go through here, right? From the 1st of November 2020 until the end of 2020, look at the variety and things that I played, and this is what I enjoyed so much about gaming. So we got Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi 1, 2, and 3. Then it was Metal Gear Rising Revengeance, and then Control. And then the original Destroy All Humans 1 and 2. And then The Warriors. Then Gun, which I'm currently playing through now, fun fact, so it's been nearly 4 years. Then Black. Then the Halo franchise, so Halo Combat Evolved, Halo 2 Anniversary, Halo 3, Halo 4, Halo 5. Then I played Resident Evil 3 Remake again for some reason, and on the same day, I beat Gears of War 1, Ultimate Edition, and then Gears of War 2, 3, Judgment 4, and 5 over the course of the next few days. And if you look at the dates that I beat them, this is the sort of thing that I'm talking about when I say people get pissed off. I beat Resident Evil 3 Remake, Gears 1, 2, 3, Judgment 4, and 5 in the space of 6 days, and that bothers people. Then I had a bit of a Minecraft phase for a while, for not very long at all, actually. That's kind of strange why that one didn't last very long. I must not have been that engaged with it. That was literally barely even, like, a couple of weeks. That's strange. But then after Minecraft, I went to do the Batman games, because they feel very Christmassy to me for some reason. So Batman Arkham Asylum, City and Origins on the 17th, the 20th, the 22nd, and the 23rd of December 2020. And then Prince of Persia, Sands of Time, Warrior Within, and Two Thrones, which then obviously started the next year with Prince of Persia Forgotten Sands in 2008. And then I moved on to all of the Call of Duties. Look, but you see how like every franchise I play is like drastically different than whatever the last thing that I played was. All these different stories, all this history of gaming played within just the space of a month there. That is what I love about gaming. I think that's really fun. So to me, I could never be somebody that is bound to just one game forever. It would bore me. I love the fact that I get to experience such different things so frequently and then experience it just enough to really love it, but not enough to get tired of it or bored of it. Because quite often, right, I'll finish a game and I will usually... it's very rare that I'll finish a game and immediately start it again. That is usually reserved for things like Dark Souls or Borderlands. Those are the games that I might do that in. But like quite often I will finish a game and it'll have taken me so little time in terms of amount of like days past that I will still have an itch to play it, but I won't, because I move on to something else that I also have an itch to play, which means that I never get bored of the game, I never get tired of the game. A lot of people will play their favourite game to the point where they never want to play it again because they just get burnt out on it, they play it too much. Whereas because I get through things at the rate that I tend to get through things, because I have the time to allot to playing when I want to, it's one of them where I never really get burnt out on things, I never really get overtired of playing any in particular game, and that way I will replay it again sooner and it'll still be fresh, it'll still be fun, and it won't have been that long. Like, in my head I have a bit of like a cycle in terms of how often that I will play through certain games. Like the Batman franchise is like on an every other year-ish cycle of me playing. So for example, I think I played them last year. I might have played them the year before that, to be fair. Like God of War as well, the original God of War franchise. So God of War 1, 2, 3, Ascension, Chains of Olympus, and the other PSP one, Ghost of Sparta. Yeah. All of those, they're on like an every other year one as well. Dark Souls and Borderlands, they used to be like every year. At the minute, they're like twice a year because I just love them so much. And then some other random stuff is just longer than that. But like, do you see what I mean here about how like replaying games is fun to me, and it means that I never get burnt out on anything, no matter how much I love it, because it never really takes me that long to get through it. And by the time that I'm done, I still probably want to play it a little bit more, but I move on to the next thing, and then that way I've got a fresh itch to play it when it comes time to play it again. Because I see so many people say that they don't know how that I can do what I do, where I will play through entire franchises in a row. Like, check this out. I really hope these shots of me recording the TV are high enough resolution for you to be able to read what they're actually what you're supposed to see. But if we look at this, right, so we've got Assassin's Creed, the entire franchise, in 2019. I began on Christmas Eve 2018. No. Yeah, that's crazy. 2018. So there's nearly 6 years worth of stuff on the gamelog, actually, not 5. So I began Assassin's Creed 2 on the 24th of the 12th, 2018, and I finished Odyssey, which, of course, Valhalla wasn't out at this point, on the 9th of March 2019. So that took me 3 months and going through all of the Assassin's Creed games back to back. That was quite fun. But that wasn't the last time that I played all of the Assassin's Creed games. Some people might do that and then never play it again, but that's not me. Because check this out, 2021, I did it again. And look at how long it took me here, because I don't know, it just didn't take me that long. Assassin's Creed 1 on the 6th of the 11th, 2021, and then Odyssey on the 18th of the 11th, 2021. So what's that? 12 days for Assassin's Creed 1, 2, Brotherhood, Revelations, 3, 4, Rogue, Unity, Syndicate, Origins, and Odyssey. And again, that's within 2 years of each other. A lot of people would go a decade without ever replaying them. But then again, check this out. If we go to last year, I did it again, where Assassin's Creed all the way through Valhalla, starting on the 2nd of May with Assassin's Creed 1, 3rd of May for Assassin's Creed 2, 4th of May for Brotherhood, 5th for Revelations, 5th for Assassin's Creed 3, I did them both on the same day, 8th of May for Black Flag, I took 3 days for that one because I just wanted to spend more time with Black Flag because I love it and the combat system of it. The 9th of May was Unity, the 10th of May was Syndicate, the 13th was Origins, so it took me 3 days to do Origins, and then another 4 days to do Valhalla, Odyssey even, and then another 3 days after that to do Valhalla. So that time it took me 18 days to do Assassin's Creed 1, 2, Brotherhood, Revelations, 3, 4, Unity, Syndicate, Origins, Odyssey, Valhalla. That time I didn't even bother with Rogue because I was doing Valhalla instead. But Jesus Christ, like, that is in the last 5 years, I've played through the entire Assassin's Creed franchise back to back, non-stop, 3 times. And you know what? It's been just over a year since that, because it's the 1st of June right now, and I still have a bit of an itch to play some of these Assassin's Creed games again. It's crazy to me, but this is what keeps gaming fun and fresh for me, no matter how many games that I play, or how often I play, and how long I play. So, like, if you're somebody that tends to get a little bit burnt out when you play games, perhaps don't force yourself to play one thing so much. You don't have to do what I do, where you play entire franchises non-stop. You don't even have to play until the game is beaten, because again, that's another thing with my brain that I just can't not do. But like, don't force yourself to play things you're not having fun with. I think that is something people genuinely do all of the time these days, because they just feel like they have to be playing. And it's one of them where just do what is actually fun, and once it stops being fun, move on. And then that way you tend to just maintain positive memories about everything, and never get to the point where you want to stop or like never touch something ever again. It just doesn't happen, you know? Anyway, I thought this was just an interesting kind of topic that a comment on TikTok inspired. Hopefully you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you later.